Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. If this is not your first time, this is Living in Denver, Colorado. I'm Will Grimes. This is my partner Eli Schmidt. I'm gonna steal that from him today.
I was about to call him out.
Today we're gonna cover weather in Colorado and everything that you need to know. It's a little cold today, so we're gonna get right into it. We're excited.
Let's do it. What's up, guys? Like Will said, taking my line. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. I'm Eli Schmidt. My business partner, to clear up any confusion out there, Will Grimes.
He never says that. Apparently if I steal his lines, now he's all bitter about it.
Right? If it's your first time visiting the channel, guys, we come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, breaking down everything there is to know about living in not only Denver, but the entire Colorado, Denver metro area. So if you are thinking about moving to the area, there should be a phone number down below.
Correct.
Feel free to call or text, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell. We're here for you.
As much as we love doing these videos, we would love more to help you guys with real estate needs. I was getting distracted. There's like two guys in this house. We're at new builds today.
Yep.
We got all kinds of new build videos coming up because there are super high demand, especially in Colorado. But some guys were like looking at us like we're all weird.
We are.
Normally, I keep my bearing. For whatever reason, these two middle-aged dudes are just cracking me up, and I got distracted. However, I will not be distracted when you call or text or email. I will be here. I will be ready to go, taking care of your real estate needs. So we would love to hear from you guys. But with that being said, weather, Colorado, everything you need to know.
One thing we do, guys, is we read all your comments, we comment all your comments, and we try and make videos based on what you guys are wanting to know from us. So if you have any questions, if you're not calling or texting us, leave them in the comments below. We do see those. But a lot of people are asking about weather. A lot of people are concerned about the Denver stereotype of how much snow we get here. We wanted to clear up a lot of that for you. So I guess I'll kick off. One of the coolest things about Colorado, one thing that a lot of the natives and locals will talk about, is that we have 4 distinct seasons.
Correct.
A lot of places you're going to go to are primarily cold or primarily hot, or you don't have a fall, you have like a summer and a winter. In Colorado, you're going to get all 4 very distinct seasons.
Like cold, if that's a season like today. It's fucking cold.
It is cold. It's like 20 degrees today. It's fall,
we do.
Yeah.
It is fall, but it's a cold day in fall. However, leaves are changing. It looks amazing. But we do have all 4 seasons: fall, winter,
that's 1, that's 2,
summer, spring. I'm freezing today, but I'm jazzed up for you guys on camera. So hopefully you guys are bearing with us. Something else to clear up. We have more sunny days in Florida.
Yes, we do.
Obviously, we have a lot of snow in the winter. However, it doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
It tends to melt very quickly. Sun comes back out. When we have a big snowstorm, maybe it'll stick around for a couple of days. You might have some snow on the ground for maybe a week. However, a plus is our cities and counties and snow removal and how well they do with roads. Phenomenal. So if you still have to get places, very rarely, even with a foot of snow, Colorado is very rarely shut down where you just can't get anywhere. So I like that. I like the sun coming back out. And more importantly, if we got places to go, people want to be out and doing some things. We had some open houses, I think a year ago. We had 27 people come through an open house with a foot of snow on the ground. They couldn't have gotten there without the roads being plowed. So people in Colorado, they kind of suck it up. They're okay with the cold. They just want to go about their day, and that allows a lot for that to happen. So definitely a plus. And again, another plus is sun comes back out. It's not lasting too long.
It's true. And average temperatures in the wintertime, they're going to range from the 20s to the 30s, and even like up to 40 as well.
And sometimes 65 when the sun comes back out.
Yeah, so like right now it's fall time and it's freezing today. It's about 25 degrees today, which is unusual for the fall time. But when you look at the weather forecast for the rest of the week, we're mid-60s all week long.
I was hoping. I wore camo. So I was hoping the cold would not see me.
Nope.
It found me.
It got him. So as far as four-wheel drive, you know, a lot of people asking if they're going to need a four-wheel drive when they move here. Here's my advice. Eventually, yes, having an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle is going to be good. If you have a two-wheel drive vehicle for now, get some snow tires on it for the wintertime. You're going to be okay for the most part if you have snow tires. But eventually, you'll probably want an all-wheel or four-wheel drive.
If you can get out of your neighborhood and you can get out of the main roads, usually you do pretty okay. However, all-wheel or four-wheel drive is definitely better. And more importantly, if you're living in Colorado, super active year-round. Like, it doesn't stop when it comes to weather. So you're probably going to want to get to the mountains to go snowboarding or skiing or lodging or whatever you like. So more importantly, not just to get around, but to maybe go have fun in the mountains. You definitely want all-wheel or four-wheel. You definitely want to take advantage of everything we do here in the winter, especially if you're new here. So all-wheel, four-wheel, get it.
Yeah, and as far as the amount of snow, so if you live near the foothills or in the mountains, you're going to be dealing with snow, and because of the valley and the shade up there, because you're in the mountains, it does stick around a lot longer. And in addition to that, they just get a lot more accumulation. However, the Denver Metro,
shade?
yeah, the what did I say?
Oh, you said shaded.
Yeah,
I thought
you're in valleys, so there's mountains that come up that cast shadows, so it stays longer.
Great point.
I think that's what I think.
It could also be altitude.
Yeah, and there's more accumulation up there in general.
The shaded altitude. Yeah, we'll go with that.
And a lot of sun too. A lot of sun to cancel out the shade. Anyway, not a meteorologist, in case you guys haven't figured that out yet. But in the Denver metro area, guys, an average snowstorm, we're gonna get maybe 6 to 10 inches. But like Will said, it's sticking around maybe a couple days, and the streets are usually clear and very drivable by the afternoon. Rush hours get a little tricky. You know what gets a little tricky sometimes is when a snowstorm comes in at like 3 p.m. and it's blowing and snowing hard through rush hour. Traffic can get congested and it's a little pain in the ass then. But for the most part, guys, it's not terrible. The winters are kind of like not that exciting around here.
Well, aside if you go to the mountains.
Except if you
However,
do that.
we are giving winter a little bit too much shade.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
Moving on from that, fall time usually lasts about a month and a half.
Yeah, a couple months maybe.
And we had some snow early this year, as early as September.
Which is rare.
Super rare. Normally it snows for the first time right around Halloween.
Yep.
Or it's at least starting to get colder, more around Halloween. Usually leaves and everything have changed and are almost all the way fallen by Halloween, maybe just after that. But your fall time is, man, probably first week of October into November. And get out and travel. So if you guys haven't gone to Aspen, Silverthorne, Telluride, keep thinking of Tim McGraw. No, terrible singer. Throw that in there. We'll edit that in there if you haven't heard that country song. But a lot of cool things in the fall with leaf changes, and it makes hikes extremely fun. Probably one of the number one times to get out and just go look at that stuff as far as the Rocky Mountain National Parks and everything. But fall time's about a month and a half. Great time. Springtime, you actually get some snow.
Yep.
So if we're going by the book, right, black and white, springtime starts in April, May.
Yeah. April, I think.
We've had sometimes 3 snowstorms in May.
Yeah.
Plus to that, it's super wet and moist because we also get rain in May, and those snowballs are awesome. If you guys ever do snowball fights, like those are the ones that you can just like pack and just knock somebody over. They're super cool, and they make that cool sound when they hit someone and they like sounds just like that and explodes. However, because the soil and like the roads are so warm at that point, that snow tends to melt extremely quick. Cars get super dirty at that point. I don't know if you wash your car or your truck. I'm a prideful truck owner. I love washing my truck. May sucks because it never stays clean. But big piece of that is, yes, technically it's spring, but sometimes you'll still get 3 snowstorms.
Yeah.
So our seasons, they kind of like integrate a lot. And it's a little bit different, but you definitely have 4 full. Something else to keep in mind during the winter, if you have custom wheels on your truck or your cars, the salt.
Yeah.
The salt they use on the road to kind of like break that ice up and keep everything safe. Not the best for chrome or for just custom wheels regardless of color. So there is some spray that you guys can get. Reach out if you don't know what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but there is like some spray coating that you can throw in your wheels that protect your wheels from that. If you have a secondary pair, great. Super pointless to probably everybody else watching if you don't like wheels, but you don't want to go through a winter with those and have those beat up.
Yeah, and if you're a homeowner, guys, you're going to be shoveling some snow. Some people have asked, do I need a snowblower? No, not unless you got a crazy long driveway. Snowblowers also aren't that expensive, actually, especially in the summertime if you buy one. So
or kids. Shovel.
Yeah. And part of being a homeowner out here, you do usually have to shovel the sidewalk directly in front of your home. So it's going to be the driveway and the sidewalk. I am kind of the jerk in my neighborhood where we do have a south-facing home to where it gets a lot of sunlight. So
correct.
If I leave in the morning, and I usually leave super early, but I'm not shoveling usually when I leave because when I come home, it's usually cleared just because the sun melted it all.
Don't be that neighbor.
Don't be that neighbor.
Don't be that neighbor.
Terrible example.
HOAs a lot of times cover plow inside your neighborhoods, right? So everything will be plowed on the street. It's just your driveway and the sidewalk in front of you. And we've covered this in other videos before. Let's cover it again. Based off of how sunrises and sunsets in Colorado, especially in the Denver metro area, if your home faces north, you're not getting a lot of sunlight to the front part of your home. You get a lot of shade there, regardless of time of day. So if you have snow there, it will stay. You'll be shoveling it a lot. You'll also have a lot of ice. So even if you shovel it, but it's still free, you have a little bit there and it freezes over overnight. Be super careful in driveways and sidewalks. Probably get some of your own salt. Now, Is that a deal breaker to not buy that home? Probably not. It's not that bad. It just means you actually got to not be him, get out, shovel your driveway.
In your backyard, it stays a lot healthier.
Phenomenal.
It stays a lot healthier throughout the winter and enjoyable because it's not all icy and snow packed in the grass.
Great point. And again, when you guys are looking at buying homes, right, like there's just gonna be some pros and cons to everything. You've got to weigh that out, prioritize what's most important to you, and then make those decisions. However, just keep in mind, if you are gonna face north, all good, just be a little bit more proactive and making sure that maybe at night before you go to bed, shovel some of that snow. That way it's not as bad in the morning. So definitely some work to do there. And then summertimes, I guess last but not least, summertimes. Super fun. We do reach about 100 sometimes. We do have a couple weeks.
Summers get hot. Yeah.
Where we're about 100. It's not very humid in Colorado. So some of you, depending on where you're coming from, even though it's 100 degrees outside, it might not feel as bad as where you live now.
Yeah.
However, we are at altitude, so it doesn't feel, pardon me.
Ooh, it's a deal.
It's always a deal. Main point with that is it might not feel as hot as maybe where you're coming from, but because you're at altitude, you can burn a lot easier.
Yes.
So don't go out in that summer and think, hey, no big deal, it's not even that hot. You end up getting burned. If you're coming from California, when you're at altitude, it just seems like the sun's not as sensitive, right? So you don't get that sun-kissed, suntan. It tends to be a little bit more hard on your skin and get burned. So regardless, if you haven't lived here before, prepare for that.
Yeah, so just to kind of summarize, guys, we have hot summers, coldish winters, but very tolerable.
Very forgiving.
Yeah,
very forgiving winters.
That's a good word for it. Fall time is absolutely gorgeous, and it's very moderate temperatures. You ask 4 out of 5 people here in Colorado, they're probably going to say fall time is their favorite season.
Yeah.
And then we've got springtime, guys. Plenty of rain, plenty of snow too. I feel like we almost have more snow coming in the springtime than we do in the wintertime, oddly enough. You're not always going to have a white Christmas out here. It's always kind of, 50-50 chance if we're going to have snow during Christmas.
Yeah, but usually you'll get like a snowy Thanksgiving or the snowy Christmas. You usually have one or the other.
Yep. But that's about it, guys.
A lot of snow in that early springtime sets up for this great moisture and green grass and just colorful plants and trees in your spring. So there are some good things to that. But yeah, that's about all I have. We're going to do some B-roll and run through Toll Brothers out here in South Shore. Phenomenal homes. They're building pools here now. We're right here by the reservoir.
Yep, reservoir, you had it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So take a look, enjoy that. We'll also throw up some drone footage so you guys can kind of see what it looks like out here in the fall. But enjoy the B-roll, enjoy that. If you guys have any questions, again, text, call, email, whatever you guys need. We would love to help you guys out.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.
See you guys.